With a crazy amount of cards coming, the question is, what are the best meta defenders in FC24 in all budgets? Let me know your partnering centre backs. Virgil van Dijk's going to kick things off, 97,000 coins for the gold, and there's very little to say other than buy him and you will not be disappointed. Adama as an SBC, still available, 125,000, 87 rated with a quick step playstyle plus, very good as the wing back. As a right back, I'm not massively sure, but I think at the minimum, you could get a decent super sub out of him. Don't be fooled by the SBC for Di Lorenzo. I do think it's a nice price at 60k, but the Trailblazer is not expensive at all, and I do think we are massively overcompensating the fact we've got millions of coins of SBCs at the moment, and he's just one of the cheaper ones. That being said, if you wanted to complete him untradeable for fodder, he's not a bad option. I can't pronounce his name, but he's a radioactive. I want to say I call him Gravadol, but I know that's not right. He's 103,000. He has got himself the radioactive chemistry bonus, a 4-star weak foot as well. Can play left back if you really wanted to. And I think he's not a bad option to start with. Maybe an evolutions later on down the line if he doesn't get an upgrade soon. Zinchenko as a second, third string left back in the Prem. He's again one of the cheaper options that you can get in terms of a left back. He's definitely not the best. Decent radioactive chemistry boost and the quick step playstyle plus, which is always taken into consideration, and a decent amount of pace, defending, dribbling and passing. But I think when it comes to him, I'd need another upgrade to really take him to that next level. Dodo is absolutely phenomenal, even though, again, he isn't necessarily the crazy amount of defending. He is really based on pace, dribbling, and a decent amount of passing. The free, no playstyle plus is just asking for that next level upgrade, but I do think for the price that you can pay for him, he is decent enough in the Serie A right back. And I thought Harry Maguire deserves some love. He may not be the number one choice, but as an SBC, they've increased the pace, which is phenomenal. He's got decent defending and physical. Slide tackle plus, I'm not a massive fan on. I am big on the anticipate. But I think as a card, if you're looking for a full rainbow special team, a full Man U team, he's definitely not the worst we could have got. If your team's looking like this, then I have the place for you. Head over to U7Buy for all your coin needs. They're cheap, fast, and reliable, but make sure to use JT11 at the checkout for 6% off all of your coin orders. Tomore is definitely due an upgrade at some point. This card, very much like Varane, is absolutely goated in the gold. Then once he gets an upgrade, it's the next level. We now need a playstyle plus. We need another upgrade on him, and he can go back into that really top spot. Baka is Baka. She is due, well, I hope is going to be due another upgrade very soon. 4-star, 3-star, very cheap on the SBC. Unfortunately, that has expired, but she is absolutely incredible in the left back. I don't really see many other left backs other than her at the moment. Not forgetting Trailblazer Marquinhos. Anticipate plus, which is always a big one in my books. 245k still as well is absolutely crazy. It just shows the levels that this card is. He's definitely better than what he was last year, in my opinion anyway. And I do think you can get some use out of him if you need that chemistry bonus. A brand new UCL hero in Alex Scott, a lovely 88 right back that definitely can hold her own. Relentless plus is... it's okay. It's not the greatest. Most definitely could have got better for a right back. But I think in terms of the defending, she's actually really decent at it. Not quite the level of Zambrotta. He is a 4-star, 5-star, which is always perfect. Can play the left-hand side if you really need it as well. I think when we get an upgrade for this card, that is what's going to be that next level up. Hopefully it's not just a +1 or a +2 either. I want to see that 89 to 90 Zambrotta as well. Sakina is that kind of option B as such for obviously Baka. She's 256 on the price, a 4-4. She has got a cheaper inform as well. I would much rather go for this version though if you are looking for it. 88 triple threat, quick step plus, obviously has the skill move and weak foot, and I think again a goated left back. I thought I'd throw Cannavaro in as just a reminder that if he gets an upgrade again, that is what we want. We love the World Cup version. Now I want a 91, 92 Cannavaro. A little bit more pace. Maybe, I like the intercept, but maybe like an aerial battle to kind of help him with the jumping, but intercept will definitely do for now. Into the right back, we have Mazzori. He is an 87 right back in the radioactive. Good chemistry boost if you don't necessarily have a crazy amount of Bundesliga players. 230 as well. Incredible amounts of pace. Defending physical could be done with an upgrade, but that's an easy anchor job in my opinion. Now Robertson at 150, decent price for him. He's probably one of the better left backs in the Prem, and especially with the stats, we are probably due an upgrade from him at some point, but with Alisson coming in the winter wildcard, we've already got a nice Virgil, we've got a second or first informed Trent as well. We're starting to get that Liverpool back line, which definitely needs a 90 Robbo at some point. Now I absolutely rave about Timber, 200,000 coins for a very decent centre-back. Very much like Maguire, I'm not a massive fan of the slide tackle plus, but it is what it is with him. He can play right back also, which is, again, not a bad role for him. He's 5'10", so that could actually suit him down to the ground. Doesn't necessarily have that 4-star yet, but I think for 200,000, yeah, I'm not arguing with that card. And another UCL hero, we have Bompasta, the 4-star, 3-star left back, who is kind of more on that left wing back role. Great dribbling and passing, little bit of shooting. The physicality is dropped a little bit, but in terms of a left wing back, if you are playing that 5 back with a winger in front, she definitely could get a job done. The first Vincent Kompany of the list, we have the normal hero. When it comes to his UCL hero, it's only a 1 upgrade, so I would suggest this one being the one that you do go for. Still had to anticipate plus, which is perfect. 400,000 coins. Decent amount of pace. It's not necessarily the craziest, but most definitely will still do a massive job. And like Virgil, the effectiveness of, the efficiency of the coins you spend is going to be tenfold from this card. Now, in terms of best Prem right back, I feel like Reece James probably takes that with this Dynasties card. Has got an evolution that I believe can go to like 86 or 87 and is similar to him. It's not necessarily number 1. He's got the Jockey Plus, which is okay. I must admit, I do jockey quite a bit, but whether I want that as the plus is a kind of decider. But stats on this card are very nice. Arejo at the radioactive level, 417,000 for this beautiful centre-back who can also play right back. He's 6'2", so I think centre-back for me would be the better choice. Decent amount of pace, physicality and defending absolutely incredible. He is a solid unit. And if you was partnering him up with Kounde, that is a perfect partnership. You've obviously got Kounde with a slide tackle plus, Arejo with the aerial plus. It's just a lovely partnership. It would be very much like that Virgil and Varane if Kounde did have, obviously, that anticipate instead. And both of them can play right back as well. We then have Lizarazu, 380k for this left wing back in the Bundesliga. I'm absolutely loving him. He's quick, he's got a decent amount of control on the ball, defending's good, physicality is on a decent level, maybe doesn't have the 4-4 or a 3-4 at the minimum, but in terms of what he can bring to the table, he is very nice for a Bundesliga/French nation. Now we do have 2 Varanes. The first one is the brand new one, which is the 86 inform from yesterday, coming in at 372. But the biggest thing you can do with this card for 50k more or 250 FIFA points or FC points, you can actually make him into an 88, which if he's untradeable, I would suggest. I wouldn't necessarily go and buy him and then put him into it because naturally you are taking them coins completely off the market. There would be no chance of selling him. But if you do get him untradeable, you best believe the Team of the Week upgrade's being done. And then we have the 88 Thunderstruck version. Unfortunately, didn't reach max potential with this. He's 500k, give or take. He is kind of fluctuating with the fact the inform is there and the ability to become pretty much the same card for literally like 50 to 60k cheaper if you was to compare both straight bought off the market. We then have Theo Hernandez at just shy of 300,000. It is his first inform that you can get, 86 rated with no playstyle plus, which is okay. He's mainly got that pace, decent amount of physicality. Defending can be obviously boosted up if you really wanted to. You could go, well, I don't know why you'd go with the shadow. That would just be a waste. At the very minimum, it's an anchor, but then you could go with something else to boost more defending up. Cancelo as a team of the group stage as well at 340,000. A solid right back that also can play left back with the 4-star. Very versatile on this card. He was almost Robertson, completely rival in that left back when he was at City. Now we've got the Barca right back and left back with the whipped pass. He is a beautiful one you can go get. We have Ledley King's SBC. I'm not necessarily a big fan of the pricing of him, as always. He's kind of one of them ones that was just there. We got the loan version. He was decent enough. He's got the Anticipate Plus. He's decent amount of pace, great defending, physicality's decent enough. I think it's mainly the stamina that really lowers that down. But I think the price for me was just a little bit too high. But let me know if you did complete him. And the final one on this list, we have got Sol Campbell. The Thunderstruck upgrade, beautiful 400,000 for him, 83 on the pace with 89 defending, 91 physical. He is an absolute unit. The Bruiser Plus, again, is something different, but it's not necessarily, again, the worst that you could get. There is far many defenders that just don't have one either. Now we have the first Inform Virgil. He's gone from the 89 to the 90. He's 533,000 coins, and again, as much as I love any upgrades to a card, a +1 is just never my cup of tea. And I think the difference between a 96-89 with the same playstyle, with the same 2-star, 3-star, compared to 530k, I'm not putting an extra, say, 420 on for a dynamic and a different card. I would always go with a gold, but if you did manage to pack him, a solid centre-back still. Blanc's SBC has disappeared, but he is still available in packs and also in upgrades if you do finish off any Icon Centurions or obviously Icon picks when they do come out. He's 478 in terms of an SBC. I'm pretty sure he's around the same for his normal card. And again, he is very solid. He is one of them ones that will last the first half of FIFA and then the next side will kind of just go for somebody else. A huge price for Cafu, 888,000 coins, but he is considered one of, if not the best right back currently, if you're discounting his Thunderstruck, obviously. It is still him. But in terms of this version, still a 4-3, 91 rated, which is crazy, and very, very good stats dispersed across them all. Ferland Mendy has to be in here. It's probably the first FIFA or FC, EA, whatever you want to call it, that we've had double upgrades for Mendy in the first quarter of FC. It's just crazy that he's already got 2 upgrades from his 82 to an 85. And then I think he's like 87 or 88 in the other version. But this is coming now in at 630. No Playstyle Plus on this one, unfortunately. But he still holds that 4-5 with some absolutely nut stats. Keeping it in theme with left backs, we have Alphonso Davies, Thunderstruck version at 86. Quick Step Plus, so he is kind of more of that left wing back mentality. Can actually play left mid if you really wanted to as well. I would say left wing back, left back is going to be the better scenario for him. I don't think left mid is really going to do too much, as I do think that passing and shooting is not enough to warrant him being more up the pitch. He definitely can play an assisting role, but I'm not going to have him taking over that role. Frimpong is absolutely unbelievable as well. 560 for this 87 Thunderstruck. He is a 3-3 with great stats. The fact that the 97 base pace is there is nuts in itself. Yes, it kind of lacks on that defending physical, but this is just one step for him. You can go with the Sentinel, boost up that defending physical. You've already got then some decent amount of dribbling, but what's really more impressive is this is kind of just the stand of him. The only problem with him, which I think is unfortunately an issue without it being an issue, is the long throw. The long throw plus is just not one that I want to see. We then move on to UCL Hero Company. Again, like we said with a lot of these, a +1. It's a cool dynamic. It's a different card. I like it. And I think what sways it more is it's not just an informed dynamic. It is a total change for the Marvel sort of theme. And I'm a big fan of it. May not be the coolest dynamic from the UCL heroes we've seen, but it is cold as anything. Now, arguably one of the best centre backs that you can get, especially for the price at 810, you can be the owner of a lovely Lucio. He's 89 rated with the block playstyle plus. Again, 3-star, which is enough for a centre back. You don't necessarily need too much from him. It is just in-game ability that just makes this card absolutely cracked, and I cannot wait to see an upgrade of him. Rio Ferdinand, somebody who I don't really see too much. He's still got the Anticipate Plus, which is really nice. He's got the decent pace, the great defending physical, your standard centre-back for an icon. Naturally, I feel like we'll see him a lot more with a bigger increase, and the problem is, we had a Blanc SBC, Virgil is very cheap, many amounts of hero SBCs and icons, which could have pulled you better or worse, but you're just not going to go out and pay 650 for him. If there was an SBC for him, I could imagine a lot of people would go, because I'd believe he would be the next step up from Blanc. Actually, Cole now at 800, one of the final left backs we've got. A decent left back at best. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of him. I like his pace, his defending's decent, but his overall game for me isn't quite the best icon left back we've seen. Now, Carlos Alberto is a proper right back. Right back, centre back. I like him as the centre back. He is 90 pace, or at least 90 acceleration, 88 sprint speed. He's got himself defending and physical. He's coming in just shy of 1 million coins, so he doesn't quite make the step here, but he is definitely one of the better ones you can find, and naturally being 91 on the base, meaning he could have a nice upgrade in the future. And then technically we have baby Maldini, I want to say. You've obviously got the 90, the 94, and the 95. In terms of this version, I'd still absolutely take it. If you've ever used Eddie Maldini, every version is cracked. Last year we got the left back 87 or 86, I can't remember what his base version was, but that one was already absolutely nuts, and it just carried on for a long time until we managed to get a prime SBC of him. And this would be the same if you managed to pack him 1 million coins worth of a centre back and he's got the build of Maldini. That is the whole point of why we love him. Roberto Carlos is one that really surprises me every single time. 1.1 mil for this left back. He's absolutely goated. 3-star, 2-star I think is a little bit harsh on him. Naturally, when he does get upgraded, we saw the cover star last year, which was just crazy for him. But I do think now he needs the upgrade, and I'm still scratching my head to figure out how he's still 1.1 mil. I played with him and I didn't think he was 1.1. Definitely very high on the price, but that seems to be taking something. Then we have the 1.6 mil Ferland Mendy, 87 rated with a slide tackle plus. As the 85 doesn't have anything, I'm quite happy with anything that he does manage to get. If you do manage to slide with him, he's going to have at least a better chance with it. Still a 4.5 with nut stats. 96 on the pace, 90 on the physical. All you need is a bit of defending, and this card is already an endgame left back. Theo Hernandez already as well with a 1.1 million left back. We've already got 3 left backs at literally over 1 million coins, which is just crazy. This guy has a 4-star, 3-star, the quick step playstyle plus, which definitely is better when you're on the ball, but as defending it's okay. But I do think if I was going for a more defensive plus, that would kind of raise this card that little bit more. Same as Ferland, incredible amounts of pace, decent physicality, and obviously great defending as well. It's just the question of if you're going to pay a mil for him. We then have Prime Maldini, 1.5 mil, 92 rated, which is just crazy in itself, but it's Maldini. He is one of the best. I realised I got 94, 95. It's 92 and 93. A little bit high on them ratings, but it's Maldini. He's endgame no matter what point you get him. He will always be endgame. 1.4 mil for Thunderstruck Carfu as well. 4-star, 3-star with a relentless plus. Not necessarily the greatest, but it is what it is. In terms of kind of what we had before, it's not really too much of a burden, really. Great pace on him, great physical, great defending, great dribbling, and great passing. He's an all-round best right back in the game. And now the highest priced centre back in 93 Dynasties Maldini. 2.7 mil. He is 1 rated higher than his 92, and he is elite.